नमस्कार फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू हेडलाइंस ऑफ द डे। इन दिस वीडियो वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस मेजर हेडलाइंस ऑफ द हिंदू। और आज की हमारी पहली इंपॉर्टेंट हेडलाइन है, कांग्रेस मेल्टडाउन इन गोवा एज 8 ऑफ पार्टीज 11 MLAs defect to BJP. It is available on page number 1 और ये related है paper 2 Polity and Governance से। In this article we have to know about anti-defection law, grounds for defection, challenges and suggestions। तो इन सारे पॉइंट्स को हमारी वेबसाइट पे कवर किया गया है और लिंक अवेलेबल करा दिया गया है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। Our next important headline is Cabinet approves addition of 4 tribes to ST list. It is available on page number 1 और ये भी related है paper 2 Polity and Governance से। In this article we have to know about the Union Cabinet recent decision to approve the addition of 4 tribes to the list of scheduled tribes, process to include tribes in the STs who are scheduled tribes and constitutional safeguards for STs. ठीक, recently Union Cabinet approved the addition of 4 tribes to the list of scheduled tribes including those from हिमाचल प्रदेश, तमिलनाडु एंड छत्तीसगढ़। अगर हम प्रोसेस की बात करें तो प्रोसेस टू इंक्लूड ट्राइब्स इन द एसटी लिस्ट बिगिंस विद द रिकमेंडेशंस फ्रॉम द रिस्पेक्टिव स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स व्हिच आर देन सेंट टू ट्राइबल अफेयर्स मिनिस्ट्री which reviews and send them to Registrar General of India for approval. This is followed by National Commission for Scheduled Tribes approval before the list is sent to the cabinet for a final decision. Right? अगर आपको और पॉइंट जानने हैं शेड्यूल्ड ट्राइब्स के बारे में कि शेड्यूल्ड ट्राइब्स क्या हैं और इनसे रिलेटेड कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल सेफगार्ड्स क्या हैं, तो उसका लिंक अवेलेबल करा दिया गया है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट हेडलाइन इज BCCI ऑफिस बियरर्स कैन हैव 2 टर्म्स इन अ रो बिफोर कूल ऑफ। ये अवेलेबल है पेज नंबर 1 पे और ये भी रिलेटेड है पेपर 2 पॉलिटी एंड गवर्नेंस से। इन दिस आर्टिकल वी हैव टू नो अबाउट द सुप्रीम कोर्ट्स recent observations in context of BCCI. So recently Supreme Court held that 3-year cooling off period for the BCCI office bearers will kick in only after they complete 2 consecutive terms in the apex cricket body, right? Our next important headline is Cadets back at Jammu and Kashmir Lake after 33 years. ये available है पेज नंबर 1 पे और ये रिलेटेड है ज्योग्राफी सेक्शन से। इन दिस आर्टिकल वी हैव टू नो अबाउट मानसबल लेक के बारे में। ठीक है, तो अगर हम मानसबल लेक की बात करें, इट इज लोकेटेड इन जम्मू कश्मीर एंड द नेम मानसबल इज सेड टू बी अ डेरिवेटिव ऑफ लेक मानसरोवर, राइट? नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट हेडलाइन इज द फ्यूचर ऑफ ओल्ड टाइम्स इन इंडिया। ये अवेलेबल है पेज नंबर 6 पे और ये रिलेटेड है पेपर 2 सोशल जस्टिस से। इन दिस आर्टिकल वी हैव टू नो अबाउट द स्टेटस ऑफ एल्डरली पॉपुलेशन इन इंडिया, issues faced by them, important schemes for the elderly and what more needs to be done. तो अगर हम शेयर ऑफ एल्डरली की बात करें, the share of elderly in India's population was close to 9% in 2011 and is growing fast and it may reach 18% by 2036 according to National Commission on Population. Issues क्या इनके द्वारा फेस किए जा रहे हैं? What are the issues they are facing? They are facing issues like depression, which is strongly correlated with the poverty and poor health, but also with loneliness. Other क्या issues हैं? There are huge exclusion errors when it comes to old age pensions. What are the initiatives taken for them? India has important schemes of non-contributory pensions for the elderly, widowed women, disabled person under the National Social Assistance Program administered by Ministry of Rural Development. Many states have also enhanced the coverage and amount of social security pensions. What more needs to be done? Social security pensions are just first step towards a dignified life for elderly. They also need other support and facilities such as healthcare, disability aids, assistance with daily tasks, recreation opportunities and a good social life. Our next important headline is India's growing water crisis, the seen and the unseen. ये अवेलेबल है पेज नंबर 6 पे और ये रिलेटेड पेपर 3 कंजर्वेशन ऑफ रिसोर्सेज से। इन दिस आर्टिकल वी हैव टू नो अबाउट द करंट स्टेट ऑफ वाटर स्कार्सिटी इन इंडिया, causes, impacts and related government initiatives and suggestions. So according to UNESCO United Nations World Water Development Report of 2022 has encapsulated global concerns over the sharp rise in freshwater withdrawal from streams, lakes, aquifers and human-made reservoirs, impending water stress and also water scarcity being experienced in different parts of the world. Global Drought Risk and Water Stress Map 2019 shows that major parts of India, particularly west and central parts of peninsular India, are highly water stressed and experience water scarcity. A Niti Aayog report has sounded a note of caution about the worst crisis in the country, with more than 600 million people facing acute water shortages, right? And it has been noted that water use in the urban sector has increased as more and more people shift to urban areas and per capita use of water in these centers rises. which will continue to grow with improved standards of living. What are the steps taken in this direction? The typical response of the areas where water shortage of scarcity is high includes transfer of water from hinterland upper catchment or drawing it from stored surface water bodies or aquifers. This triggers sectoral and regional competition. Rural urban transfer of water is one such issue of global concern. At present, rural urban transfer of water is blue situation in India as water is transported at the expenses of rural areas and agricultural sector. And what more needs to be done? A systematic perspective and catchment scale based approach are necessary to link reallocation of water with wider discussion on development, infrastructure investment, fostering an rural urban partnership, and adopting an integrated approach in water management. Institutional strengthening can offer entry points and provide opportunities to build flexibility into water resource allocation at regional level, enabling adjustment in rapidly urbanizing regions. Our next important headline is इमेजिनिंग एन अल्टरनेटिव सिनेरियो इन अयोध्या. ये अवेलेबल है पेज नंबर 7 पे और ये रिलेटेड है पेपर 2 पॉलिटी एंड गवर्नेंस से. इन दिस आर्टिकल वी हैव टू नो अबाउट द ब्रीफ हिस्ट्री ऑफ अयोध्या डिस्प्यूट, फाइनल जजमेंट ऑन द अयोध्या डिस्प्यूट, implications of the judgment and way ahead. So in its final judgment on Ayodhya dispute delivered on November 9, 2019, Supreme Court accepted the argument of several historians that no temple, much less a Ram temple, had been demolished to construct the Babari Masjid. It held that demolition of mosque illegal and sought the prosecution of leaders responsible for it. Right? बाकी points को आप इसमें से go through कर सकते हैं. Right? Our next important headline is अंडरस्टैंडिंग यूक्रेन्स काउंटर ऑफेंसिव. ये अवेलेबल है पेज नंबर 8 पे और ये रिलेटेड है पेपर 2 इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन से. इन दिस आर्टिकल वी हैव टू नो अबाउट द टेरिटोरियल गेन्स मेड बाय द यूक्रेनियन फोर्सेस एंड हाउ सिग्निफिकेंट आर यूक्रेन्स गेन्स. रिसेंटली यूक्रेन हैज लॉन्च्ड अ लाइटनिंग काउंटर offensive in the country's northeast that saw surprising territorial gains. This is a significant battlefield gain for Ukraine because this is the first time since the war began that Ukraine troops have pushed back the Russian through combat. Right? Our next important headline is the lowdown on the essential medicines list. ये available है पेज नंबर 8 पे और ये related है पेपर 2 health section से. In this article we have to know about what are the new drugs on the national list of essential medicines 2022. Why have some medicines been dropped? Recently, National List of Essential Medicines 2022 was released with 384 drugs in it across 27 categories, while 34 new drugs are on the list and 26 drugs from the earlier list were dropped. For inclusion in the list, the drugs have to be useful in treating disease which are a public health problem in India. They have to be licensed by DCCI and have proven efficacy, a safety profile based on scientific evidence and cost effective. What is the purpose of this list? To promote rational use of medicines considering three important aspects which are cost, safety and efficacy. Right? Our next important headline is no specific law against hate speech election commission. It is available on page number 10 और ये related है paper 2 polity and governance से. In this article we have to know about the hate speech, reasons for hate speech, laws on hate speech in India, issues and way ahead. इन सारे पॉइंट्स को हमारी वेबसाइट पे कवर किया गया है और लिंक अवेलेबल करा दिया गया है डिस्क्रिप्शन में. रिसेंटली क्यों न्यूज में है? क्योंकि इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया इन द सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज सेड ड्यू टू द लैक ऑफ स्पेसिफिक लॉ अगेंस्ट हेट स्पीच and rumor mongering during the polls, it has to resort to the Indian Penal Code and Representation of People Act to ensure that members of political parties don't make statements which can create disharmony among sections of the society. Our next important headline is यूनियन गवर्नमेंट पुश फॉर यूज ऑफ हिंदी. ये अवेलेबल है पेज नंबर 12 पे और ये रिलेटेड है पेपर 2 पॉलिटी एंड गवर्नेंस से. इन दिस आर्टिकल वी हैव टू नो व्हाट आर द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल प्रोविजंस रिलेटेड टू हिंदी एंड व्हाट स्टेप्स हैव बीन टेकन रिसेंटली टू प्रमोट द हिंदी लैंग्वेज. राइट? तो अगर हम कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल प्रोविजंस देखें तो अकॉर्डिंग टू आर्टिकल 343 ऑफ द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन द ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज ऑफ द यूनियन शैल बी हिंदी इन देवनागरी स्क्रिप्ट. Recently, Ministry of Home Affairs has written to External Affairs Ministry to promote the use of Hindi for official work in banks, public sector undertakings, embassies and other government offices located in foreign countries. अगर आपको और अच्छे से इस पॉइंट्स को समझना है तो उसका लिंक अवेलेबल करा दिया गया है डिस्क्रिप्शन में. Our next and last important headline is सेट अप न्यू रेगुलेटर फॉर मेडिकल डिवाइसेस सेज पैनल, ये अवेलेबल है पेज नंबर 12 पे, और ये रिलेटेड है पेपर 2 हेल्थ सेक्शन से. इन दिस आर्टिकल वी हैव टू नो अबाउट द सेंट्रल ड्रग स्टैंडर्ड कंट्रोल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एंड recent recommendations related to it. Recently it has been stated that Central Drug Standard Control Organization is falling short in effectively regulating medical devices industry. It is observed by the department related parliamentary standing committee on health. अगर हम इसकी बात करें तो it is a national regulatory authority of India under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. तो आज के लिए दोस्तों इतना ही. जाते जाते यही कहेंगे कि हमारी आखिरी उम्मीद हम खुद हैं, और जब तक हम हैं उम्मीद कायम है. थैंक यू.